And here's where it gets even more strange, if possible. I mean, this story is just bananas from start to finish. The audio from the police dispatcher when they were sending a cop to Pelosi's house, the police audio makes sure to repeat the fact that when Paul Pelosi called 911 to request a wellness check, he didn't report that there was a person that had broken into his home and was trying to assault him. He called David DePape, the underwear-wearing, hammer-wielding, drug-using, nudist, hippie psychopath. He called him a friend. Listen to this.
Northern 4-car, A priority 910, 2640 Broadway, cross of Scott and Normandy. I have a 14-hour copy. RP stated that there's a male in the home and that he's going to wait for his wife. RP stated that he doesn't know who the male is, but he advised that his name is David and that he is a friend. RP sounded somewhat confused. Is a friend. RP sounded somewhat confused. 12 over back and copy.
See, this is one of the strangest parts to me, because I just picture myself in this scenario. If I'm home alone in my house and someone comes and breaks in my home past all of the security, and they're in my home, especially someone who's in their underwear and someone who might have a weapon, and I'm able to sneak off to the bathroom, which also, by the way, just a little tangent here, is a really odd thing to do for an attacker. Apparently, reportedly, Paul Pelosi told this guy in the middle of their argument, I have to go to the bathroom, and the guy just let him go to the bathroom. So if he is a housebreaker, he's a super stupid one, super bad at what he does, but whatever. Again, that's a tangent. But I picture myself in this scenario, and if I'm in the bathroom on the phone with police, the first thing I say is, this is an emergency. Send cops as quick as you can. I don't know this person. I'm afraid someone broke into my house. Hurry, this is awful. I fear for my life. All of the things that you would say in that scenario, Paul Pelosi didn't say any of that. Paul Pelosi was like, oh, he's a friend who seems confused. Could you send a wellness check? Is that what you would say if someone had broken into your house? Wouldn't you say, send police, I'm calling 911, send someone as fast as you can before this person kills me, before they rape me, before they hurt me? This is the absolute strangest part. This is the biggest red flag to me. I know that there are reports now, 24 hours, 48 hours after this police audio surfaced. There are reports now that Paul Pelosi says or claims that he didn't know this man. He didn't know David DePape. I don't know whether I believe that, to be honest. Because I don't know why you would call this man a friend who was confused and ask for a wellness check at 2 a.m. if he broke into your house. The original reports also said that when police arrived, Politico reported actually, that police were allowed into the house. They were given entry into the house by some third person, some unknown third person who was in the house. That has also been contradicted now. Now, some local news outlets are reporting that there wasn't a third person at the house, but this just actually begs more questions. The original question, if Politico's report was correct and the police were let into the house by an unknown third person, the obvious question is, who is that third person and what was that third person doing at the home? But if there wasn't a third person, then who let police in? Did they force entry? Is there signs of forced entry? Was the door unlocked? Did they just walk in? Did Paul Pelosi let them in? Did David DePape let them in? Those kind of details seem really, really pertinent to whether this was an emergency because this was someone that broke into the home in the middle of the night, a stranger who randomly assaulted Paul Pelosi because of his hatred of Nancy Pelosi, or whether this was some kind of connection or some kind of acquaintance that erupted into some sort of domestic violence scene. Nancy Pelosi's third in line for the presidency. It seems awfully suspect to me that she lives in a gated community. Who let him in the gates? Did Paul Pelosi let him in? Did the guard let him in? Was there some kind of negligence? Was he allowed in for some other reason? Was he an Uber driver? Like, how was he allowed in the gated community? How did he even get in? How did he get past all the security guards on the premises of Nancy Pelosi's house? The police? Was there no Secret Service there? I don't understand how he gets in the house when this has got to be one of the most locked down houses in the entire country. Nancy Pelosi is one of the most powerful politicians in the country. And then, of course, we have the fact that when police went into the house, it didn't appear that there was violence that was happening because the original report said that police watched David DePape attack Paul Pelosi, and that's at that point they intervened. Does this not add up to anyone else? Because this just seems awfully, awfully suspect to me.